welcome to the show. I'm Steve Punt, and he is Hugh... Now, I think what this means... I think that what this means is that tonight's show is going to start with one of Hugh's impressions. I do apologise for this. This is one of Hugh's better impressions. This is an old man who's decided to run the London Marathon.
This week, pop megastars E17 face complaints from the post office for not using the full postcode. From now on, they're to be known as E17 5DG.
And the problem of a single European currency. Would it be best to use the SO World Cup coin collection?
With a classic hit from the bootleg Beatles.
Hospital drama, American style, in Ur.
And the rumoured existence of a mysterious giant cat on Bodmin Moor. Scientists find conclusive evidence.
Now, I don't know if you saw the survey this week. There's a list of the most common ailments in Britain, and apparently the top three were the common cold, sleeplessness, and disorders of the lower intestine.
But we think that's all wrong, because those statistics only cover cases seen by doctors, but you don't get as far as a doctor with the most common ailment of all, which, according to our research, is just feeling a bit... bleh.
Now, symptoms of feeling a bit...
bleh.
are generally a complete inability to describe your symptoms, except that you are feeling a bit... bleh. Other common ailments include...
that's it, just there.
And...
I must get something for this. Now, none of that bothers us, of course, because we're both feeling...
Of course, most people are actually less ill than they think they are. In fact, hypochondriacs have become such a big market that they now have their own special aspirin. They're called Monadin. Headache, tense, nervous headache, probably something really serious. My Uncle George had a headache, and 2 weeks later he was dead.
Good evening, I'm Tony Shannon.
And I'm Ian Pye.
Tonight's headlines, Ian.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Ian Pye. Tonight's headlines, Tony.
Thanks, Ian. I'm Tony Shannon. Now back to Ian Pye.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Ian Pye. Tonight's top story, at the scene, Fiona Foster. Hello, Fiona.
Hello, Ian. I'm Fiona Foster.
And I'm Ian Pye.
And I'm Tony Shannon. And now back to Fiona Foster.
Well, Tony, I'm Fiona Foster, and I'm here at the scene.
Fiona Foster at the scene. I'm Ian Pye.
And I'm Tony Shannon. And now back to Fiona Foster at the scene.
Good evening. I'm Fiona Foster.
What can you tell us, Fiona Foster?
Well, Ian, I'm here at the scene. Back in the studio is Tony Shannon.
Thanks, Fiona. You're watching tonight's headlines with me, Tony Shannon.
And me, Ian Pye.
And me, Fiona Foster.
Fiona.
Tony.
You're at the scene.
Indeed. Good evening. I'm Fiona Foster. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Fiona.
Hello, Ian. I'm here at the scene.
Fiona Foster at the scene. I'm Tony Shannon.
And I'm Ian Pye. And this is tonight's top story. At the scene is Fiona Foster.
Well, Ian, I'm Tony Shannon.
And I'm Ian Pye.
And I'm Fiona Foster.
Fiona.
Ian.
I think we can go to Tony, who's at the scene.
Hello, I'm Shannon Scene and I'm at the Fiona. Back in the studio we have Ian Pye and Tony Foster.
Thanks, Fiona, at the scene. That's all from us. I'm Tony Shannon.
And I'm Ian Pye, and that was tonight's top story. Good night. Right, well, we're going over to Puerto Banús now to get the holiday news from our man at the Scuba Shack, Kurt Venker. Kurt, hello there. Now, last week, you were very rude about the British. You said that we couldn't windsurf and reminded us that you were Olympic standard.
Yeah, that is right. I am Olympic standard. Okay, look, British boy. At first you will struggle at windsurf, but then you will get it and you will get better, and soon you will be able to sail out into the ocean. A long, long way out. So far that you can barely see the beach.
Well, that's good, good.
And you know what happens then? I steal your girlfriend. Still, you will like windsurf, British boy. You have a big pole between your legs. Unusual for you, flabby chops. And you won't need a life jacket. You got your own rubber ring round the top of your swim shorts, Mr. Blobby.
All right, I must admit, Kurt, you are looking very tanned.
Yeah. Hey, British boy, you want to know how come I am so tanned? I am using baby oil. On your girlfriend.
Thank you very much, Kurt. Well, next, you know how it is when you've got rubbish that's too embarrassing even to throw away. You know, you're trying to get rid of your old Howard Jones album or something. Well, recently I noticed that the Yellow Pages contains the category confidential waste disposal and problem solved. They even took Shack Attack as a bonus. That's why I love the Yellow Pages. My favourite category in my local edition is this one, boring. Or under W, well-boring equipment manufacturers. Now, talking of well-boring, John Major regularly uses Yellow Pages when he wants some grey cloth, or Norma's having a cocktail party and needs some nuts, edible, as opposed to the metal sort used for manufacturing well-boring equipment. Professional torturers swear by Yellow Pages for racking, not to mention guillotines. And there's good stuff in here if you're interested in couplings. And if you are, you might also be interested in hardcore manufacturers who also provide confidential waste disposal. One category totally mystifies me. Mungo and shoddy manufacturers. I mean, what is a mungo? And what happened to Mary and Midge? Now, suppose you've had a party, right? You've got loads of balloons left over. You can't be bothered to pop them yourself. You need these people. Bursters. Who are also very useful if you have acne. Now, here is Britain's busiest man, right? Need some carpentry? He's there. Oh, locked yourself out? Don't worry, he's back. Oh no, but now the central heating's on the blink. It's him again! He must be wetting himself in case the tax man finds out. In which case, fortunately, income tax consultants is right next to incontinence goods. And strangely appropriate that nappy delivery is right next to natural gas. Finally, plumbers. Now, most of the Yellow Pages is plumbers, and the thing about plumbers is they're all very keen for you to know that they've got a van. Look, van. What's the story here? Oh, better put the van in the advert. That's one up over all those other plumbers who go round on horseback. Right, now, once again, we have Norris with us, our former housebreaker, now rehabilitated and turned meteorologist. So, Norris, what's the weather going to be like this weekend?
Well, as you can see from the satellite, it's once again going to be hot in all areas, although towards the evening the lack of cloud cover may set up a temperature inversion, giving dense fog in rural areas. Fog. No one will see you in that lot going any way you want. Give me a lot, force a window, neighbourhood watch, you'll be blind as a bat. Nip in, get yourself something nice.
Norris, what was the weather like in Lerwick?
Hey?
In Lerwick.
I wasn't there.
No, you don't need to have been there. You just have to look at the charts.
I wasn't there, I was miles away. I wasn't me, no, I was in Glasgow, Halifax on the job for the weekend for the night. With me mates on my own, I was in Liverpool on my own. Minding my own business, asked me girlfriend, she knows I was with her all night.
Norris!
Well, let's have a look at the summary. Fog in rural areas, headlights off, wear something dark, nip in, get yourself something nice.
Right.